some good fish right out in there. You can see that tide coming up here. We got a mom and 2 cubs right down there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep, go ahead and pull in. You know, we're here to fish because we want to, and these bears, they have to. So when they start to come down, the best thing to do is just to pull off. We're gonna let them come down and fish, and you know, they have to do this for winter time.
Wow.
Also, these bears will key in to splashing. So if you hook a fish down here and that fish is splashing, the bears will see that and they'll come running from that distance, and
Really?
they'll be on your doorstep very quickly.
Okay. Let's give it some space, shall we?
Yes. We'll just back off here and then let her come down.
But it's interesting that they obviously love the salmon, but that's quite a short period of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the year, when they're not hibernating, they're living on little tiny berries and things.
Yeah.
But you're quite big and chewy. I'm a big chewy thing. But they don't see us as food at all, do they?
No. And you know, the bear's always a little bit nervous around people, so you know, they always try to keep their distance a little bit, you know, unless they're just, you know, focused in on fish, which is what we've been seeing here.
Yeah.
But when the bears first come out of hibernation, they actually can just sustain their weight by eating grass and berries and roots, and so that's what we're seeing for the first several months. It's not till the fish start running they actually start putting on weight. The brown bears, the ones that live coastal areas like this, they get all their protein from fish, and that's kind of their main focus. When you go inland and what you often call a grizzly, those bears are a little bit more, you know, they look at caribou herds and deer, and they're a little bit more of a hunter, you know, so there's a little bit of difference in the mentality of the bears, you know, from what we have here on the coast versus what you might find in, you know, up towards Denali or even Yellowstone.
But I'm amazed I'm saying this. I'm now totally at ease with a bear coming down here and walking literally as close as you. I mean, it happened yesterday. It went between me and Eric, the guide.
Yeah.
But that would happen to most of your people who come here, wouldn't it? Most of your customers. But you shouldn't then go back to other parts of America, like Yellowstone Park or wherever I go, northern Russia or somewhere, and try and stroke the first bear you see, because it probably wouldn't work.
No, and that's definitely something that we've seen. You know, we try to explain that to people as they come here. You know, like, this is a very unique, kind of a special place, and that, you know, there's some areas in Alaska where the bears are used to people, and as long as the people are all doing the same thing, it's okay. But absolutely, there's some areas, even when I go hiking up the valley a ways, where you might encounter bears that I've never seen a person. I give them a big wide berth, you know, I'm loud, you know, I stay out in the open. So it's just along this coastline here where they've kind of been cohabiting with people for long enough, and enough generations of bears that they're okay with us.
But a lot of that really is to do with you and your family.
Yeah, it's interesting. So when we first moved here in the early 80s, we never saw bears. The generation of people that lived here before us, they were afraid of the bears. They were hunted, chased by dogs, shot with bird shot and stuff like that whenever they came around. Yeah. And so it was almost 10 years. I remember when I was a kid, we'd see a bear walking across the flats and we'd all run out to the deck and watch them. You know, now bears in the yard, and you know, sometimes we hardly look up from our meal, you know. And it's changed a lot since we've been here. And, you know, we tried to bring in this different mentality once we had a few bears that hung around, and we noticed as we started learning more about them that, you know, they're kind of curious. They come in, they'll look at stuff, and then they'll move on. And we're like, well, maybe they're not so dangerous, you know, as we first thought. And sure enough, you know, over, you know, about a 20-year period, we saw a whole new generation of bears come in, and we just let them do their thing, and they let us watch them. It's pretty amazing.
I think it's wonderful what you've achieved. Are you a contented man? You should be.
Oh, extremely. Yeah,
you have a pretty good life.
Yeah, I feel I'm very blessed, very lucky. Yeah. And every year we get super excited. You know, we have a pretty long season, working every day for almost 6 months to get ready and then close down. And you're excited for October, but man, halfway through the winter, we just can't wait till summer comes back. And yeah, it's a perfect place to live.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been amazing.